In today's video, I'll walk you through the DIY steps to remove the exterior rear window trim on GC Coupes. I'll reveal all the OEM clips and fasteners that you need to carefully remove to preserve these parts, and I'll show you which parts are replaceable. Hope you enjoy the video, guys, and I hope you learned something new.
This is my little SubaruONLY shop. It's a DIY Subaru channel. It's a channel where all I do is Subaru builds and race Subaru vehicles in motorsport events. It's a DIY themed channel where I walk you guys through the steps to get your Subarus back on the road and hopefully do a little racing of your own. So thanks for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it.
Okay, these rear window trim panels, these things are really hard to find. They almost always have a lot of damage on the rubber seal, and mine on my 98 RS Coupe are absolutely thrashed. So this is a much better seal than mine, and I'm definitely gonna take this one, guys. And at some point, I'm probably gonna do a little DIY video on how to repair or how to restore these rubber seals, because this metal part obviously not gonna replace, but there's probably a way to replace that little rubber seal part. So stay tuned, because someday I'm definitely gonna do a little DIY repair for these rear exterior trim panels. So you basically wanna get on the interior, that's the first step. And there's a little bolt in here, like a little 10mm bolt underneath the seat, right in there. It's kind of hard to see, you can just kind of see at that angle. So there's that little 10mm bolt. It's on that long threaded little stud. You gotta remove that little 10mm bolt first. And then you can start popping out all the little trim clips that are holding this little trim panel in. Okay, that little nut is not a 10mm, it's an 8mm. So guys, get yourself an 8mm deep socket to get that little nut out, not a 10mm. Okay, now that we're on the exterior, you have to remove this little rubber seal. So take this little rubber seal that's kind of covering the door. Okay, and once you remove that little door seal, you'll see there's actually 4 Phillips screws right here. One here, 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 and here. So you go ahead and remove all those Phillips screws. Okay, slight correction, pull out these 4 screws isn't gonna do it, because this is actually one big panel that actually continues all the way along here. So you gotta pull out all the little Phillips screws to hold this little metal trim panel in. And once you do that, you should be able to pop this guy out. There we go, popped it out. I thought that thing would come out no problem. And then you have access to this little piece right here. It has a little slot right here that slips into that other one. So you're not gonna be able to remove this rear window trim panel unless you remove this front piece right here, because this little lip right here is underneath that front one. Okay guys, now that I've got all these panels removed, you can really gotta get in here and see what these little plastic clips are doing. These little white plastic clips are part of this little trim panel, and these little white plastic clips are actually grabbing onto the window. Let me find one you can see a good angle at, right here. So let me kind of zoom out a little bit, and I'll kind of pull this back. You can see that little plastic clip right there is grabbing onto the glass window right there. That's what's actually holding on. So you're gonna reach in right there and kind of pop these off like that, off that window. So you're gonna slowly work your way around and pop off all these little white plastic clips from the window, just like I showed you right there. But on the bottom right here, there's actually this little flexible little strip that's holding it into this little plastic insert. So you're actually gonna have to cut this little strip or pop this little insert out. And that's what I'm gonna do real fast. I'm gonna pop that insert out. That way this little strip right here stays attached to this little panel. Okay, let's see if I can slowly kind of pop this sucker out without doing any damage to this thing. The front half is definitely popped out really easily. There we go, got that top piece. Bam! Well, it looks like I lost a little bit of this little rubber seal, but that's okay. This metal exterior trim panel piece is definitely in good shape. You know, looks like I didn't do any damage. Looks like on the back right here, you can see how these little plastic clips are all in good condition. There's that little stud with that little 8mm nut, and it looks like right here, these little clips I actually snapped off. As I was taking a closer look at this thing, I actually noticed these little round clips actually screw out. I had no idea that that's how they worked, which means they're replaceable, which is awesome, because these are the only ones that I broke. Check that out, guys. These little round clips actually have a little screw-in stud that screw into these little rear trim panels. No idea that that's how that worked. So that's pretty awesome. That means these rear trim panels are totally fine. Here's one that actually didn't snap off. And that comes out too, so you can kind of see the whole little piece. So that is it. Sorry for the dirty fingers. I've been here for a couple hours. But that, you guys, is a little screw-in clip. It'll actually screw into all these little holes in the top that I snapped off. So they're not in perfect condition, but at least I got them out in one piece, and it's something to work with, and it definitely was a learning lesson. So I'm gonna wrap it up there for today, guys, because this has been one hell of a parts haul from this salvage yard. As you guys saw, this is the pre-facelift Impreza. Those are the Imprezas from 1993 through 1997, and I completely stripped this sucker down. I stripped out a bunch of the different parts, and I got all the parts I need for my 1998 RS. So thanks a lot for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions or any comments, please go ahead and leave them in the comment section. If you guys need any parts or any maintenance items for Subaru, check out my SubaruONLY Amazon shop, and you can see the link in the description below. So thanks again for checking out the video, guys. I really appreciate it. My name's Luke. You guys are watching the SubaruONLY channel. Until next time, guys. Later.